Hey family, welcome back to yet another edition of the RJ45 Solutions. Now in this video today, I'm going to be showing you how we can make this RJ45 network cable patch. And amongst the tools that I'm going to be using, I'll be using my crimping tools. I have two of them that I'm going to be using. I would prefer any that works better for me. So this is the tool that we're going to be using, and we shall also be using a cutter. This one here. Tools we shall use as Phillips screwdriver to help us straighten the cables, and above all we shall have the RJ cable the RJ connectors, RJ45 connectors, and I have quite a number of them here. And of course we shall need the category 6 network Ethernet cable that we shall be using. And not forgetting the cable tester, which we shall be using to test the cables at the patch cable bus. It's all done, readily available. So join me in the video as we go through how to make this patch cable. RJ45 Solutions to Excellency. Keep it locked. So step number one of what you're going to do is to peel off this cable and be able to have the twisted pairs visible. So step number one, let's first peel off this cable to have a view of the twisted pairs. And we do this by using our crimping tool and rotate it gently like this. So once we are done, we can remove this. We can remove this and throw it off. Then now we untwist all these pairs, and amongst the pairs that we have orange white. Then we have green, solid green and white green. Then we have solid blue, and then white blue pair. Then we have the brown white pair. Then of course this ISO that helps us to peel off this in case it's so we need to cut off this splitter. We need to cut off this splitter. If you may bring it closer here, you can see it. I need to cut it off just like that. So once I'm done cutting it off, I need to untwist all these pairs so that they be independent one by one. So I untwist them, and
let's do this chop. I will untwist this. Untwist all the pairs. Untwist all the pairs. So we are done with white blue and white solid blue. Then we do untwist white orange with solid orange. Then we untwist white green with solid green. Once we are done untwisting those, we then go to solid brown. We go to solid brown and brown white. So we untwist those as well.
so you see that you realize that after untwisting all the pairs, you realize that they are all bent a bit. They're not straightened. So the next step is to straighten all these pairs, all these cables, have them straight so that they can be able to fit into the RJ45 connector module. So we need before we do any, we need to first straighten all of these so that they can be able to fit into this RJ45 module. So we can do that by straightening. We can straighten these cables these conductors by using a Phillips screwdriver or anything that you can use to flatten them. So I'll start with you can start with any. Let me put this closer, make them straight. Just hold and squeeze as you're pulling it out. Hold this, squeeze it. Attach your screwdriver and pull it to straighten them. Ensure that they are straight. Ensure that they are straight. Right from the bottom. Right from the bottom. So once that is done, we can now that we have them straight, the next step is to look for the color codes. After straightening them, we can use the color codes to see that we can align them and be able to fit them into the module, but using the correct color. This is the color coding that we are going to be using right now. If you may bring this closer to your camera. So we are going to use look for white orange. We're going to use first white orange here. Oops, this one is still untwisted. So we're going to have white orange, then we have solid orange, white orange, solid orange. After solid white orange, we get white green, then solid blue. Solid blue is this side, solid blue is here. Solid blue, then we have white and blue. After white and blue, we can have solid green. After white and blue, we have solid green, and then we have white brown, and then solid brown. So you ensure that your color coding is right. So if I may repeat, we have you have to check carefully, or rather keenly, into your alignment. So we have orange, we have white orange with solid orange, followed by green white, followed by solid blue, so followed by white and blue stripe, followed by solid green, followed by white brown, and then solid brown. So once that is done, you have to see to it that these color codes that have been aligned can fit very well into the module. So once that is done, we then get our RJ45 module and see to it that they can fit into the, so see to it that these conductors can fit into the module. And this module, we can just measure off. You can measure off, estimate, because this is where it's supposed to enter, and you estimate that these modules can enter into the RJ40. These conductors can enter into the RJ45 module. So you measure it off. Let's estimate this one. And once we are done estimating, we can then cut off the balance. Cut off the balance using our cable cutter. If you don't have a cable cutter, you can use your crimping tool and cut off the rest. They will all fall off. And here you will remain with your color code. So confirm to it that whatever colors that the color code is coding well, matching very well. And once that is done, push that. You can push the fit the conductors into the RJ45 little tracks, and as you slide it in, you will see that they will split into the color lines that they are supposed to travel in. So once you confirm that they have entered into independent lines or tracks, you can then push your cable further inside to confirm that they enter. So once they enter and you are able to see the copper conductors in the end, once you are able to see these copper conductors in the end, then that means they have fitted very well, and now await you to crimp. And you can do that. You can get your crimping tool, which is this one. I'm using this one, and then patch it in, or rather put it in where you're supposed to. So this is how ensure that I can now press my crimping tool. I can crimp the code. I always do it like twice. So once that is done, we can now then measure off the cable length that we want, and then have the rest of the cable, the rest of the other end also crimped the way we have done on this other extreme end. So for this, I will need this height, or rather this length, and using my cutter, I can still cut it off just like this. Oops. So this is the other extreme end. I will do the same. This time I'm going to do it very fast since we already have this other one. So I'll peel off, number one, peel off this cable, and then have these pairs, the pairs out, cut off this and this, then untwist these twisted pairs. Next step is untwist these pairs. Untwist these pairs gently. Untwist all the pairs so that they all become independent conductors. So once I'm done untwisting them, I then straighten the cables, or rather the conductors, and start by straightening one by one. Straighten that one. You straighten all the conductors. So after straightening them, we then go back to our color code that we're going to be using. So we have white. We start with white, orange, and then solid orange, followed by white, green, followed by solid blue. We get our solid blue here. Solid blue, after solid blue we then get white blue, white with white, white blue. After white blue we then get solid green. After solid green we then get orange brown, brown white, and then solid brown. So once we are done, we align them this way. So this is, once you are done confirming and aligning, assuring that you have them all, you can then measure off the number required, the length. So you get your module and measure off what you will require, then estimate and cut off the balance using your cutter. So once we are done, we then get our module and fit them inside very well. So on fitting it inside, ensure that all the conductors are seen at the extreme end. Once they are not seen, means that they're still somewhere. So you have to firmly push the module, plug module into the Ethernet cable. So you realize that you can be able to view that. Then get our crimping tool and have it crimped. So this is our patch code. So this is our patch code that we have made, and we need to test it. We need to test and see whether it is being created successfully. Once we are done, we can then connect our patch cable into the cable tester just to confirm that there's complete transmission. So this is the cable tester that we are going to use to test our cable that we have made. And you can split it to have all joints. So I connect one patch cord this side, and then the other one onto the main, which is here, and then turn it on. So you realize that it's having communication here. It has 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 8 with ground, and you see that you realize that number 1 is communicating directly. If I may show you the blinking. To show you that the signal is complete, it will show you that 1 is communicating with 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. As you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is communicating. Further still, let me just put it this way. So that's how you can test that your cable. So that's how you can test that your cable is being successfully made, and that there is proper transmission. So I can use this anywhere that I want. I can use it on my laptop or anywhere that I want to use the patch code. So thank you, and let me go use this cable anywhere on my laptop. See you soon.